All good. That's the go. So, yeah, well, welcome to here on a Saturday morning. I hope you all had a good Australia Day yesterday and obviously had a good time with your family and celebrated how good and free this country is compared to a lot of countries in the world. We're doing it pretty bloody good. Yeah, our government's probably a bit weird and we have some crazy shit going on, but considering we got one of the biggest countries in the world, we got, bounded by sea, we get to do pretty much what we want. There's no COVID silliness going on anymore. So, it's a good time to celebrate. And obviously, we got to respect our Indigenous brothers. So, you got to be mindful of that with Australia Day because some people get a bit offended with that. And I understand it. So, it's happy Australia Day to everyone. And I see it as one combined unit. Like our Indigenous heritage is something I take pride in as well. And a lot of my friends are Indigenous. So, yeah, it's something for me to be mindful of that some people get a little bit weird about that, but that is what we'll get on with it. So basically today we're going to go through some fasting of how I pretty much use fasting to freaking change my whole life. So if you fasted before, you've had anything to do with fasting, you're a fasting coach, you're a fasting extraordinaire, you've never had anything to do with fasting, you don't even know what the word fast means, drop it in the chat. Let me know how you're doing or what's happening with you because I want to understand what's going on there. See how we're going, how much skill level we got in that department. So I will crack in now. They've got a few on that. We've got a few in there. If anyone else jumps in, I'll just chuck them in as we go. So basically, who the hell is this guy, right? Why the hell am I speaking to you and why the hell am I speaking to you about fasting? Well, basically, over the last 3 years, I've completely revolutionized my world. I spent over 11 years in the army. I was a six years a carpenter. I grew up in Cairns, which is, a pretty wild joint. And I learned to drink from a young age. I learned to being a man. Back then, I thought was, about drinking and being tough and doing a lot of stupid shit. And I got myself in a lot of trouble and I got myself in a state that I kind of didn't want to live in the world. And the word hell is funny that it's in there because I kind of thought I lived in hell and we didn't really have a choice to how to adjust our lives and live our lives the way we want. And now since then, I've gone to, this is in the middle of the screen, this is my family. Like I've got 3 young boys. My son on the right there, your left is my stepson Malachi, my 2 younger ones, Jakeem and Khalil, and my wife Beck. My wife Beck's obviously a different woman to the kid's mother. And then since then I've gone through all this hardship. I've met, as you see on the dude on the left, the handsome man there, Brendan Giebel. I've met him and a few others. Sean Peters is on the call, and I've completely changed my life. And I'm now at a point that I've left my job. I'm earning passive income streams. I'm earning multiple income streams, different things. I'm healthier than I've ever been, fitter than I've been, happy than I've ever been. And now my whole goal in life is to give that love and joy to as many other people as I can and just let everyone know how good you are through my own, the way I conduct myself and the example I am. And that's what I want to do is give to everyone else. So that's pretty much a little bit about me. Obviously, I'm 38 now. I've started this journey, obviously, really intensely over the last 3 years, and I've gone a freaking pretty fast. Just let Ryan in here on this journey really, really quickly. Morning, Dale. Morning, Justice. A few more jumping on the Facebook. Good to see. Welcome. I think it was Ryan just jumped on. Good on you, brother. So, yeah, we're just going through the fasting. This is a little bit about myself. So, if you have a look at the gun show on the right there, that's not how I always used to look. Like, obviously, out of a lot of time of getting off the drink and being healthy and using things like fasting, I've managed to really change my life. So, I'll just change this. So, basically, before I went through this journey, I pretty much started like everyone else. I was, a big drinker, occasional party drugger, user. I was depressed. I didn't really think much of myself. I was freaking so skinny, it was ridiculous. If you have a look at the top right picture, my arms look like they're basically painted on string bean. And I've gone from that to feeling like I didn't have a choice over my life to going where I am now. Just through all these different modalities that like we're going to go through with fasting and all these little things to build yourself up. I'm just going to mute Ryan for a sec. I'll unmute you as you want to talk. But if you do want to have a talk, you want to say something, you've got a question, Just drop in the chat with a Q and then I'll unmute you. So Aaron hasn't been eating for 12 hours. Yeah, that's it, Aaron. It's the best thing to do. I'm on a 16 8-hour fast right at this moment. They look like your arms. Trust me, brother, they can grow. I tell you right now, if you keep training, you keep going to the gym, you keep eating healthy and doing all the right things, this is a thing of the past. So this is just to give you an example of where you can go from to where you can go from anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're like a fitness professional right now to someone that's never, ever done anything in the personal development space. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you are, what your past has been, whether you've been in jail, whether you've been a drug user, been addicted to heroin, or you're a multimillionaire. Everything can change at any one time in any area of your life. And that's what I'm just trying to say with this slide. This is my little son here, Jakeem, when he was a little young fella here. And here I am, 23-year-old, with my first son, just having no clue what to do. It was crazy times. This picture down the bottom is me, the army boys back in Townsville, when I was just doing what everyone else does, drinking, eating crap, just trying to get by, trying to use external substances basically to make yourself feel good. So if you stay to the end of this masterclass on fasting, you're going to go into a prize draw to win one of these books. The ladies will get the one on the right and the men get the one on the left. Dr. Mindy Powell's, I would highly recommend for anyone, male or female. She is obviously a doctor, and she's one of the big things is fasting. I've learned a lot of my stuff from her. And we'll also be able to connect you to a Facebook group with all the YouTube videos I've put from them too if you need anything. So you can drop that in the chat and we can add that into the link. No worries at all. So stay to the end, win a free book. They're worth between $20 and $35. So, you wake up on a Saturday after Australia Day and you win something that's pretty bloody good. Even if you'd want to just gift the book, it's going to be a good thing to win, right? I would highly recommend reading it because fasting, as you'll see throughout this, is a freaking game changer in every single way. So that's what's happened. What we're going to cover today, Dr. Mindy Powell's, yeah, she's freaking incredible. Thanks for dropping that in there. You can find her on YouTube. Actually, just type it in. You'll see a shitload of things that she can tell you about, like what windows, everything that I say in here. And, you can get more information straight from a doctor if that's something you would like to do. And I highly recommend getting as much information from as many people as you can and then doing what you think is right for you. So what we'll go over today, we'll go through a pre-frame just to get us in the right mindset to understand and start absorbing as much information as we can. We'll go through why should we fast, what is fasting, the fasting windows, the benefits of fasting, my fasting regime, which is pretty straightforward, but we'll go through that. A way to fast yourself to freedom, extra information that you can use from here to really understand every little thing you need to go away and fast. You should be able to do this purely off this masterclass, but if you want extra information because you're one of those people that just want every bit of information you possibly can get, we'll chuck that in there. Next steps, and then they'll do the prize giveaway. And then I'm just going to give you, I'm just going to be open and honest right now. I'm going to open a door for you. And if you choose to, there's going to be another option for you to find out more information, or if you find more information about me and what I do, so that you can start to excel your life. So, yeah, no obligation to do anything. There will be no sales on this call. There'll just be a door opened. And then if you choose to, you can go through that door, and then we can have another chat and go through some more things. So, yeah. So basically, let's do a pre-frame. So the biggest thing I think in life at the moment that we all need to get a part of is delayed gratification. They actually teach this to kids in Chinese schools, like in China, but we don't really seem to do it much in Australia. And Alex Hormozi here, if you haven't followed him, he's a freaking machine. I highly recommend doing it. So you can get whatever you want in life, just not whenever you want it. Delayed gratification. So think about it like this. If you go and get instant gratification, like drinking piss, you're going to feel good straight away. But the next day, you're going to feel like shit. And then because you feel like shit, you're going to want to have another beer to feel good again. And it's just a constant cycle of going downhill, basically. Or you want to feel good, so you go and eat some Maccas. If you enjoy it at the time because it tastes pretty good, I suppose. And then the next day, you feel like shit because you're doing instant gratification. Delayed gratification is something that's a long-lasting gratification, like going to the gym. It's not really enjoyable when you're at the gym. Like sometimes it is if you get a massive pump, but you don't really see much benefit. You don't get much enjoyment while you're there. But then after going time and time again, you start to look good, you start to feel good, and you get the post workout, endorphin rush, and you feel good. That's delayed gratification. Put the work in first, and then reap the benefits from then on, which is all about delayed gratification. I highly recommend doing that with everything, and just understand that concept and really lean into it, because through fasting, you're going to be able to get a lot of that, and it's going to really make sense. But yeah, just wanted to pre-frame with delayed gratification, because as a society, we've pretty much have a massive mad food addiction to regulate our emotions through food, which is kind of keeping everyone stuck, everyone ill, everyone in a position where they're not in control of their life and they're not free. No matter how much money they get, how many friends they get, if you can't control what goes inside your mouth and you can't control your own emotions, you're just at the whim of your mind and your emotions. You're not really free ever. Which why most people feel like they're trapped or they need something else that they're constantly looking for. Things like that. So drop in the chat. Let me know. Do you know anything about delayed gratification? Do you know who Alex Hormozi is? Let me know. Let's get this chat lighted up. Drop some things in there. I want to see some comments to make sure that you're listening to me and you haven't fallen asleep already. Oh yeah. Sean Peters is on mobile. He's doing some things, creating some things. There will be a retreat coming up with me, Sean, Brendan Giebel, and a few others too. So stay tuned to that. I'll drop something in that in the Facebook groups in the coming days. So, all right. No one else ready to jump in from that. That's good. All right. So there's 8 people currently that are going to win that book. Everyone else in the Facebook group, well, you might miss out on that. So unlucky for you. Anyway, let's go to the next thing. So why should we fast? Well, the way I see it, the biggest thing is discipline. The reason there was a video at the start of this call about discipline is fasting is the easiest way and the best way and the simplest way to build your discipline. If you can't control what goes in your head, in your mouth, you can't control pretty much anything, because you're at the whim of your emotions. As soon as you feel down, as soon as you feel negative, you're going to go reach for food. And normally you're going to reach for food that's quick and easy to eat, and it's not necessarily good for you. It's not necessarily aligning with all the things that you want. So we fast for discipline. We fast to build that skill of going through some discomfort, going through pain, which for some people, not eating in the morning is real hard. If you're fasting all the time, not eating until lunchtime it becomes very easy. It just becomes normal. But a lot of people that get up in the morning, they have to have a coffee. They have to have something to eat, like some toast or some cereal. They have to constantly have that, that sugar rush or that thing. And it's giving them instant gratification, which is lessening their discipline. So that's one of the biggest things why we should fast. And that comes back to, our emotional eating. So you really understand this when you start to fast, whether you do 12-12 or 16-8 fast. I'll go through what that is later. But if you emotionally eat, double shot of coffee for me in the morning. I'm not saying coffee's bad. Aaron just chucked in the Zoom chat. He has a double shot of coffee. I'm not saying coffee's bad. Coffee in the morning before 10 o'clock is actually pretty good. I wouldn't have it in the first hour of the day, but there's a lot of benefits of caffeine, a lot of benefits of coffee. It's not something that I drink in the mornings anymore, because I'm naturally addicted to things. So if I have one coffee, then I want to have 16 coffees, and 16 coffees is not real good for you. But it's definitely something you can do in the morning, and you can drink coffee on a fast too, just so you know. But yeah, back to emotional eating. We use food to regulate our emotions, and then by doing that, we create like habits and processes in our mind, like, oh, I feel shit, I'll go get something to eat. Oh, this is uncomfortable, I'll go get something to eat. Oh, I need to do this task, which is uncomfortable, this work task or this building task, and we go get something to eat. And by doing that, you're obviously lessening your discipline, but you're not becoming free. You're not free in your own mind or your actions. You're actually in a jail cell, in a prison of your own making, because you're using food to emotionally regulate. So we fast to alleviate that emotional eating, And you'll eventually be able to go 3 days, do a 72 hour